Hey everybody, Lisa Young Sutton here with another message from the universe as interpreted by 3 Lenormand cards. I'm using my Magisches Lenormand for this today. And as I shuffle these cards, I thought I would tell you a quick little story. I was thinking about my humble beginnings in the psychic, intuitive, cosmic realm of spirit, and that was through remote viewing. I was still training scent detection canines at the time and hanging around with military and law enforcement peoples, and somebody suggested that I attend a remote viewing workshop, and it opened up a whole new world for me. So one of the interesting aspects of that workshop was the idea of distraction as you receive images. Now, let me just quickly explain how it works. The sessions would begin with an envelope and a picture inside of the target. And we were told nothing other than that our job was to draw a location, right? We'd all be sitting at these tables with a pens and a piece of paper. All right, so on the outside of the envelope was a series of numbers that the I forget what the person was called that ran the session, but they would, excuse me, when the session was about to begin, they would read the numbers aloud so that everyone in the room was focused on these numbers. The numbers really had no meaning other than to get everyone focused on the same thing, right? We were then told to place put the pen in your hand, right? And you were told to put the pen on the paper and to not ever remove the pen from the paper, because that was supposedly going to break the, connection. All right, so, but here's the really interesting thing, that once you were told to begin, you just kind of sat there with your hand on the paper, with your pen on the paper, and you could put on headphones. Well, you'd have to have them already on, but you could put on music, or most people just chatted with each other. And you weren't supposed to talk about anything serious, and you weren't supposed to talk about what you thought you were supposed to be looking for, that kind of thing. You were just supposed to make small talk. The whole idea was to distract your logical brain, to distract your left brain, to give your right brain a chance to receive impressions. All right? So then, as you'd be chatting away or listening to music and daydreaming, you would start receiving impulses, and you were supposed to just draw. And you weren't writing down words, you were supposed to be just drawing. You were supposed to be writing lines and squiggles and shapes that came to you, all right? I mean, the point is that you weren't supposed to just be staring at the paper trying to force yourself to see something. You were distracted, right? There was no pressure. So at the end of the session, all the papers would be collected, and the envelope would be opened, and everybody would be blown away, because we'd all create pictures that in some way, or sometimes in every way, resembled the image or the picture that was in that envelope. All right? So why am I mentioning this? Because it's still how I divine. I mean, pressure is a surefire way to stop the intuitive flow. That is for sure. So what you really want to do is you want to establish a plan of action. Your plan of action is basically just, okay, when I divine today, I decided I'm going to use cards. And I'm going to use Lenormand cards. And I'm going to use this deck of Lenormand cards. And I am going to draw X number of cards. You know what I mean? That's your plan of action. And then you want to state what you're looking for, which with cards is basically your question, right? But then you want to just relax and allow it to happen. You want to allow it to come to you. Allow it to happen organically and naturally and holistically, right? Just let it happen. Okay, so now that I'm relaxed and I've distracted my logical brain, I am ready to draw 3 cards. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here. The first card that feels good. Okay, that's quite amazing, and I will tell you why in a second. But the cards are always amazing to me. Okay. And then I think I'm going to pick. Okay. All right. All right. So, am I surprised at all that I drew that tree card? Of course not. Why? Because what was the last thing I just said to you? The idea of something being natural and organic and holistic, for some reason, came to my mind. That was a little spirit prompt, right? Because, of course, spirit knew the cards I was about to draw, didn't it? All right, so the tree is the card of things holistic and natural and an organic view or approach. It's where you consider all aspects of the whole. Now, I'm looking at the tree as it moves into the moon, and I'm thinking that the tree is earthly and the moon is celestial or heavenly, right? Make sure you can see these. Yes, you can. All right, so this makes me think of cycles and natural rhythms and aligning the physical and the spiritual. Okay, so the tree is grounded, right? And I define grounded as being of this world, of this earth, and understanding or being in sync with the interplay of energy here on earth. The tree is also a card of timing and things that continue to grow and change over time, right? Now, if the tree was followed here by the sun, I would be led to think of the word seasons, because the 4 seasons are based on the earth's changing position with regard to the sun, right? But here, the tree is followed by the moon, and that makes me think not of seasons, but of cycles and rhythms. This fish, for some reason, is saying rhythm to me, whereas the mood would say more like cycle, but the fish is turning it into rhythm for me. All right, anyway, so earthly cycles, right, are basically days and years. Yeah, and how easily are you flowing through the cycles of time? How easily are you flowing through the cycles of time? A cycle is a repeating sequence, right? But the fish definitely is making me think of rhythms, because rhythm refers to the alterations within a cycle. See, here we have cycles, earthly cycles, rhythm. Okay, you can see how I'm putting all this together. Now the fish can refer to adapting and flowing and plenty and freedom and value and being unrestrained. So the tree and the moon follow natural cycles, and the fish add independent rhythms to that. So the moon, of course, is also recognition. I'm thinking that when we recognize our own natural cycles and rhythms, life begins to flow more easily. Now what do I mean by, recognizing your natural cycles and rhythms? Well, that's where you adapt your lifestyle to match your preferences. Are you a morning person or a night person? Country or city? Do you prefer working in groups or alone? This is how you should live your life. This is how you should choose a career and a mate and a place to live. That's what I mean by following your natural rhythms. So what am I seeing as today's message? Adapt. The fish is the card of adaptability too. There's a hair. Adapt to your natural rhythms for freedom and prosperity. That is what I am seeing in those cards. Okay, that's it for today, my friends. Thank you as always for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.